Most beginners lose money on golf before they even tee off. And I don't mean green fees. I mean the decisions they make before they even leave the house. I work in finance. I spend my career figuring out where money gets wasted. And golf is one of the clearest examples I've ever seen of an industry that is quietly draining beginners while telling them it's helping them improve. The equipment companies want you spending. The gear reviews want you upgrading. And the advice you find online, half of it was written by people being paid to sell you something. I'm not here to do any of that. In this video, I'm giving you 10 tips that will genuinely lower your score and your spending at the same time. No fluff, nothing to buy. Let's go. Right. Tip 1. Stop trying to fix your swing. I wasted the first year of my golf trying to perfect my swing before I even understood what I was actually doing wrong. And here what nobody tells you. If you're shooting over 100, your problem is not your wrist position at the top of your backswing. Your problem is that your misses are completely random. One goes left, one goes right, one's fat, one's thin. There's no pattern. So the golf industry absolutely loves this because random misses keep you buying lessons, tips, training aids, new clubs. The cycle never ends. But here's an actual easy fix. Instead of chasing that perfect swing, give yourself one job. Create a predictable miss. If your common miss is right, aim left. And just commit to that pattern. That one shift can save you 5 to 10 shots around without spending a single penny. All right, tip 2, and this one is ego versus your wallet. I did it. I used to play the back tees because I thought that's what you did. It felt more serious, more legitimate. That's what I saw on TV. But what it actually did was guarantee harder golf, longer approach shots, more pressure, more mistakes, and more lost balls. I was just paying for the privilege of being humiliated from further away. Let's put a number on it. Moving forward 1 or 2 tee boxes, if that saves you just 2 lost balls per round, that's 6 to 10 quid saved every time you play. Over a month, that's basically a free round at least. So here's the rule. Play the shortest tee where you can realistically reach a par 4 in 2 shots. If you can't, you're too far back. Simple as that. Tip 3, and I know this one feels controversial, but it's not. It's just math. I've been playing golf for 8 years, and during this time, I bought a single box of Pro V1 or premium balls, and just because it was half price. 5 quid a ball. If you play these as a beginner, you are just donating expensive balls to water hazards, forests, and someone else's garden. Here's why that matters. Premium balls are built for players who can hit and control their spin consistently. If you're not hitting the center of the face every time, spin is controlling you, not the other way around. So you're actually paying more to make your bad shots worse. Marketing, however, is genius. Everyone tells you must play a Pro V or TP5. The economics for a beginner are just terrible. So use cheap balls, use recycled balls. Performance difference, minimal. Cost difference, massive. So don't let the packaging and marketing whistles convince you otherwise. You'll get to those balls when you are a single digit. Quick pause. If this is already hitting different from the usual golf advice you see online, that's the point. Most golf content is about performance only. This channel, however, is about improving your game and keeping your wallet intact at the same time. If that's your thing, hit subscribe and smash that like button right now. It genuinely helps. Right, back to it. Tip 4, you don't need 14 clubs in your bag. That's just the maximum. I remember standing in a golf shop being told I had gaps in my bag. I needed a gap wedge, a 3-wood gap. Gaps, gaps, gaps. In the bag, someone who had been playing for 8 months, that's not advice. That's just a clever sales technique. More clubs mean more options, but more decisions. And beginners aren't losing shots because they don't have enough options. They're losing shots because they don't commit to one, or they can't control their longer clubs. So here's what actually works. Driver, one hybrid or high lofted fairway wood, like a 7 wood. Just 3 irons you trust, 2 wedge and a putter. Fewer clubs, fewer decisions, more confidence. Zero need to fill gaps, especially at the top of the bag, because you don't have the skill to play the longer shots. Master what you have first, and it will help you drop that handicap fast. Tip 5, range sessions. I used to go to the range, buy a bucket, put my headphones in, and just hit balls for an hour without thinking about a single one of them. It felt productive, it felt good, but it wasn't. I was just reinforcing every bad habit I had, but faster. The fix is simple. Every shot needs a structure. Just pick a target, step back, commit. That's the whole routine. If you can't do that, buy fewer balls. It's quality over quantity. And honestly, in many cases, 9-hole does more for your game than 100 mindless range balls. Tip 6, and this gives you the fastest return on anything on this list. It's short game and putting. 2 fewer putts per hole, that's 36 shots saved over a round. Even half of that is genuinely game changing. And short game practice costs almost nothing. No range balls, no expensive tech, no training aids the algorithm and the industry are trying to sell you. Just a putter, a wedge, a green, and repetition. So flip your practice split. 70% short game and putting, 30% everything else. Most beginners do it the other way around, unfortunately, and wonder why they're not improving. The putter is the most used club in your bag, so act like it. Tip number 7, lessons are worth it, but most people waste them. I've done this myself early on when I started. You take a lesson with a pro, feels amazing for a week, like something has clicked and you hit the best golf you've ever played. And 2 weeks later, it's completely gone and you're back to square one. That's not because the lesson didn't work. It did work. You just didn't reinforce what you learned. So here's the correct model. Take a lesson to identify one priority change, not 5, just 1. Then spend your next 2 to 3 practice sessions focusing only on that, nothing else. That's how a 60-pound lesson becomes long-term improvement instead of a short-term feel-good. And dedicate some time right after you had the lesson to ingrain what you learned. All right, tip 8. This is a hard one. Stop chasing distance. I know distance feels brilliant. We all see Bryson hitting it miles out there. But for the amateurs, it's not going to happen. There is nothing more satisfying than bombing a long drive down the fairway. And the industry knows you feel that way, and they're pushing this very hard, which is why every driver ad is about 10 more yards, 15 more yards, the longest driver ever made, every single year. But for beginners, chasing distance is an expensive mistake. Swinging harder increases how far offline your bad shots go, as well as your chances to top or slice the ball. So more lost ball, more penalty shots, more exploded scorecards. So here's the only metric that matters right now. Did the ball stay in play? Yes, that was a good shot. I don't care if it went only 150 yards. If you're in play, you're in business. Tip 9, play ugly golf. This is the mindset shift that took me way too long to accept. You are not good enough yet to play aggressive golf consistently. And that's completely fine. We've all started. You've been playing for only 5 minutes. Stop the hero shots and going for the green in 2. On par 5s, laying up is perfectly acceptable. If you're in trouble, your one job is to get the ball back in play, even if that means hitting it sideways, even if it looks ridiculous, and even if your playing partner raises an eyebrow or mocks you. Because one bad decision from trouble leads to 2 or 3 extra shots before you even realize what happened. So boring, controlled golf beats exciting, risky golf every time. When your score is what you care about. ugly equals smart. Remember that one. And the 10th and last tip, and this is the one nobody talks about. Track your actual golf spending the same way you track your score. Start simple. How many balls are you losing per round? How much are you spending monthly? What's your cost per round? Once you actually see those numbers, your behavior changes automatically. You stop the waste, you stop falling for the industry's tricks. And here's the real payoff. The more efficiently you manage your golf budget, the more often you can afford to play. And what does more round mean? That's what actually improves your game. Not gear rounds. I know golf purchases can be very emotional, so this one might test you. But ask yourself this before buying a new club or gadget. Will this actually help, or am I just fooling myself? And give yourself at least 48 hours before purchasing. Then reassess. Chances are the frustration will be gone. You will calm the urge to buy a magic fix that does not deliver. So look, golf is expensive if you play it the way the industry wants you to. Constant upgrades, premium everything, endless spend, a new product every season designed to make you feel like what you have isn't good enough. Here's what they don't want you to realize. Every single pound or dollar you stop wasting on golf is a pound or dollar you can put to work somewhere else. Into investments, into building actual wealth and passive income, into the kind of financial position where you can afford to play more golf, not less. So you play smarter, spend intentionally, build wealth, and play more. That's the real game. And that's what this channel is about. If this landed, subscribe, smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. It actually makes a big difference and it helps me make more free content like this for you. And check out the next video. I've put something up you're going to want to watch. See you there.